Guys, in this video we will be looking at mathematics paper 2 2021. Okay, specifically we are going to solve a cubic function. So cubic function is highly examinable, or let me say it always comes in paper 2 whether you like it or not. So it is high time for you to know. Okay, it is high time for you to know. So the question is saying the values of x and y are connected by the equation y is equal to x, open bracket, x to the power 2 minus 4. Some corresponding values of x and y are given in the table below. So we have been given the values for x on top here. So the numbers or the values on top here, they are representing the value of what? X. Then, on the bottom here, all the numbers here, they are representing the what? The values for y. So now here we are having x and y, which means here it's more like we are having the coordinates, like x, what? Y. Okay? So, this one is the equation. Don't forget it. The first question, which is Roman numeral number 1, is saying, calculate the value of r. So now as you can see here, where is r? R is on where? On the values of y. So which means here we can say, if we are to correct the coordinates here, r is with what? Negative 2. So negative 2 is the value of what? X here. So which means here we can say, here I was saying, the coordinates, they obey the layout of x, y, which means the value of x here, it is going to be negative 2. Then the value of y here, it is going to be what? R. Now, for us to find the value of r here, we are going to use now the same equation that we have been given in the question here. Okay, so let me solve this question using on a graph paper. So I'm going to write the original equation. So y is equal to x, open bracket, x to the power 2 minus what? 4. So on the graph paper, you are not required to use a pen. You need to use a what? A pencil. So here, as you can see here, we are having what? The coordinates. So which means where there is x, I'm going to put what? Negative 2. Then where there is y, I'm going to put what? R. So here I'm having y, so I'm going to put what? R is equal to. Then this one here, it is x, so I'm going to put negative 2. Even here, I'm going to put negative 2 to the power 2 minus what? 4. Okay. So on this part here, I'm going to say r is equal to negative 2, open bracket. So negative 2, let me say open bracket, negative 2, close bracket to the power 2. I'm going to get what? Positive 4 minus 4, close. So 4 minus 4, I'm going to get what? 0. 0 multiplied by, so let me repeat on this part here. I'm saying negative, open bracket, negative 2, close bracket to the power 2. I'm going to get what? Positive 4 minus 4 here, which is this one here. Then here I'm going to say 4 minus 4, I'm going to get what? 0. So negative 2, open bracket, 0 there. Then negative 2 multiplied by 0, I'm going to get what? 0. So be mindful that the value of r here, it is what? 0. So the next question is saying, using a scale of 2 centimeters, using a scale of what? 2 centimeters. So on the graph paper, the 2 centimeters is this one here. If you move from this point here up to this one here, you're going to get what? 2 centimeters. Okay. So this one is saying, using a scale of 2 centimeters to represent 1 unit, to represent what? Only 1 unit. On the x-axis. So x-axis, they go horizontally like this one here. They go what? Horizontally. That is what? X-axis. For the range, this one here is what? The range. So once we start from the origin, we need to end where? Like we are going to the negative side, we need to end on a negative what? 3. Less than or equal to x, less than or equal to what? 3. So on the positive side of x-axis, we need to end where? At 3. Then 2 centimeters to represent 10 units. 2 centimeters to represent what? 10 units on the y-axis. So y-axis goes what? vertically. Okay, for the range negative 20 less than or equal to, so once we move from the origin going downward the x-axis, we need to end where? On negative 20. Less than or equal to y? Less than or equal to what? 20. So if you move from the origin going up, we need to end where? At positive 20. Draw the graph of y is equal to what? X open bracket x to the power 2 minus what? 4. So now let's try to plot our graph. So the first thing here, I'm going to take the what? The range for x here. So let's say for example, if I say, let me try to do this. Okay. So if I say this one here, this one, let's say for example, if this one here is my origin. Okay. If this one here, it is my origin, which means on the negative side of the x-axis, I need to end where? On negative 3. And it was saying, using a scale of 2 centimeters to represent what? 1 unit. So for every 2 centimeters, I'm going to represent what? 1 unit. Okay. So here I'm going to say, this one here, it is going to be my negative 1. Then this one here, it is going to be my negative 2. Then the last one here, which is what? Negative 3. Then similarly to the positive side, this one is 1. This one is 2. Then this one is what? 3. Okay. Then for the y, it was saying, for every 2 centimeters, we need to represent what? 10 units on the y-axis for the range negative 20. Less than or equal to y, less than or equal to what? 20. So I'm going to start from 0 here. Let me draw for negative 20 here. So for every 2 centimeters, it is going to represent what? 10 units. So this one is going to be what? Negative 10. Then the maximum here is going to be what? Negative 20. Okay. Then on top, I'm going to do the same. This one is going to be positive 10. Then this one here, it is going to be positive what? 20. Okay. So now let me try to draw now the Cartesian plane or XY plane. Okay. So the Cartesian plane or XY plane, it is going to look like this. Okay. Let me just draw it. So once I draw the range or the range on the y-axis and also on the x-axis, it is going to look like this. Now let's make now a curve, or let's come up with a what? A curve. So I'm going to say, let me start with this one. Yeah. So we have the first one. The first one is what? Negative 3, what? 15. Now negative 3 is the value of what? Of y. Let me say the value of what? X. Then negative 15 it is the what? The value of y. So now, if this one here it is 10, which means if I move from 10 here, I'm going to say 11, 12, 13, 14, then 15 here. Now they are saying it is negative 3, what? Comma negative 15. So I'm going to count. I'm going to start from counting here. Okay. So let me just do like this time. So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So the point is going to be here. Okay. So in drawing a point should be visible. Okay. So as for this one here, we are done. Okay. Let's move on to this one here. So this one here, I was saying the value of x, let me say the value of y was what? Or the value of r was 0. Then the value of x, it is what? Negative 2. So which means negative 2, 0 is going to be here. Negative 2, 0 is going to be here. Okay. Then the next one, it is negative 3. It is negative 1, what? 3. Negative 1, 3. So negative 1 is the value of what? Of xi. Then positive 3 is the value of what? Y. So which means if this one here it is 10. Now remember, in a 2 centimeter, let me say in a 2 centimeter here, or 2 centimeters, there are 10 boxes here inside, small 10 boxes. So let me count also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there are how many? 10 boxes. So now, it was saying for every 2 centimeters on the y-axis, it is going to represent what? 10. So which means each box, each small box is representing 1 unit. Okay. So now this one here they are saying is what? Negative 1, 3, which means negative 1 from x, it is this one here. Then now 3 on the y-axis, which is positive 3. It is going to be here. So 1, 2, 3. It is going to be here. So the dots should be visible. Okay. The dots should be what? Visible. So we are done with this one here. So here we also have 0, 0. 0, 0, it is this point here, the origin. This point here, the what? The origin. So we are done with this one. Then the next one we have positive 1, negative what? 3. So negative 3 is what? The value of y. And then positive 1 is what? The value of x, right? So which means I'm going to say this one is what? 1. The value of 1. Let me say the value of x, which is 1, positive 1. Okay. So I'm going to start from counting here. So 1, 2, 3. So the point is going to be here. Since the value of y here, it is negative. Okay. So it is going to be here. Then we are done with this one. The next one is this one here, which is what? 2, 0. The value of x here is what? 2. Then the value of y here is what? 0. Which means the point is going to be here. Okay. Because in the x-axis, y is equal to what? 0. So we are done with this one. Then the last one, we have 3, which is the value of x. Then y, which is 15. So 15 is somewhere here. So I'm going to count from, so this one is the value of x, which is positive 3. Positive what? Positive 3. Then the value of y, it is 15. So I'm going to count from here. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 15 is going to be here. Okay. Then from there now, you join the points using your what? Your free hands. Don't use a loop. You need to join a point using your what? Your free hands. Okay. You need to join the points using your what? Your free hands. So by joining, you need to pass through the what? The points that you were making on the graph. Okay. So let me just draw it. It is going to look like this. Okay. So yeah. So we are done. So just use what? Your free hands to come up with a curve. So this one here now, they were saying in the question, we need to draw the what? The graph of y is equal to what? X open bracket x to the power 2 minus what? 4. So which means here, I'm going to name this curve here. So this line here, it is called the what? The curve. So I'm going to name this curve here as y is equal to x open bracket x to the power 2 minus what? 4. Okay. So as for Roman numeral number 2, we are done. Roman numeral number what? Number 2, we are done. Okay. As for Roman numeral number 3, saying use your graph to solve the what? The equations. So for us to solve these equations, we are going to use the what? The graph. So now, the first one, it is saying x open bracket x to the power 2 minus y, let me say minus 4, cross bracket is equal to what? 4. So now, for us to solve this equation here, we are going to take the original what? Equation. Okay. So even this one here, you are supposed to answer it on the graph paper. You are supposed to answer it on the what? On the graph paper. So let me just do this. Let me just take a paper. But you are supposed to answer it on the what? The graph paper. So, okay. Yeah. So it is saying x open bracket x to the power 2 minus 4 close is equal to what? 0. So I'm going to take the original what? Equation from the question. It was saying y is equal to what? X open bracket x to the power 2 minus what? 4, like this one here. So now if I interchange this number, it's more like I'm just going to rearrange like the way they have arranged here. So I'm going to say y is equal to x open bracket x to the power 2 minus what? 4, like this one here. Then this 0 here is going to be here. So I'm going to say this one is equal to x, open bracket, x to the power 2 minus what? 4. Then close. So here I'm going to use what? Elimination what? Method. So I'm going to say this one here minus this one here. We are going to find that these, they are going to do what? To cancel each other. Okay. So here we are going to have what? 0. Then y minus 0 is going to be what? Y is equal to what? 0. So this one here is our what? Our answer. Now, this one is not our final answer, but it is our answer, but it is not our final answer. So y is equal to what? 0. So let me just copy them here. Okay. So it was like y is equal to what? So y is equal to what? 0. Now the solutions were like this. Okay. So y is equal to what? 0. Now where y is equal to 0 is in the x-axis. Okay. So where y is equal to 0, it is in where? In the x-axis. So in the x-axis, where the curve is passing, where the what? The curve is passing. We are going to say, for us to find the values of y is equal to 0, we are going to say x is equal to, where the curve now is passing. It is passing at this point here, which is what? Negative 2. So I'm going to say negative 2, comma, x is equal to, it is also passing on this point here, which is what? 0. So x is equal to what? 0. And x is equal to, the last one here, it is passing through the what? Positive 2 on the x-axis. So these are the what? The values for y is equal to what? 0. So let me repeat. Here I was saying, for you to solve the equation, or for you to solve this equation here, this one here, you need to take the what? The original equation, which is this one here. Then you subtract the equation that you have been given from the original what? Equation from the question. Okay. So I was saying this one here, x open bracket x to the power 2 minus 4 minus x open bracket x to the power 2 minus 4. We are going to get what? 0. Or these, they are going to cancel each other. Then on this part here, y minus 0, we are going to get what? Y is equal to what? 0. Okay. Then from there now, where y is equal to 0, it is in where? In the x-axis, this point here. Now, for you to get the values, you are going to get the values where the curve is passing, where the what? The curve is passing. Remember, this line here, it is called the what? The curve. So where the curve is passing. So it is passing at this point here. So I'm going to say x is equal to what? Negative 2. Then it is also passing at this point here. So x is equal to what? 0. And also at this point here, x is equal to what? Positive 2. Similarly, the next one, it is saying x, which is b, x open bracket x to the power 2 minus 4 is equal to what? 2. So in this part here, I'm going to say, let me just answer it here. Okay. So I'm going to take the original equation, which is what? Y is equal to x open bracket x to the power 2 minus what? 4. Then here, I'm just going to rearrange the numbers. I'm going to start with what? 2 and end with what? These values. So I'm going to say 2 is equal to x open bracket x to the power 2 minus what? 4. Then close. So you do the substitution here. You're going to find that these, they are going to cancel with this one. This one here. These, they are going to cancel each other. Then here I'm going to say y minus 2. I'm going to get what? Y is equal to what? 2. Y minus 2, it is what? Y is equal to what? 2. Now, where y is equal to 2, I'm going to count. Since this one here, it is positive y, not negative y. It is positive y. Remember, this 2 centimeter, it is having small boxes, which are 10. And for every small box, it is representing what? 1 unit. So I'm going to count from 0. 0, 1, 2. So in this part here, I'm going to draw now a what? A straight line. Okay. So I'm going to draw a straight line like this one here. So let me just draw a straight line. So a line is going to look like this. Now this line here, I'm going to name it as y is equal to what? Positive 2. Y is equal to what? Positive 2. Now where y is equal to positive 2, I'm going to get the values where this line here, or where this line here is meeting with the what? The curve. So at this point here, it is meeting at which point? At this point here, this one here. Apart from this one, it is also meeting at this point here. Apart from that one, it is also meeting at this point here. Okay, so now I'm going to get the what? The values. So I'm going to say the first one is going to be x is equal to. So at this point here, this one here, it is negative what? Negative 1. So I'm going to count. So I'm going to say negative 1 point. So from negative 1, I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it is going to be what? Negative 1.6, comma. X is equal to, at this point here, on this side here, it is what? The negative side. So I'm going to say negative 0. Since this one here is 0, right? So negative 0 point. Then I'm going to count from 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it is going to be what? Negative 0.6. And x is equal to what? On this part here, this one here, it is positive 2, which is the value of x. So I'm going to say 2 points. Then on this part here, I'm going to say 1, 2. So it is 2.2. So where y is equal to 2, it is what? The values are x is equal to negative 1.6, x is equal to negative 0.6, and x is equal to what? 2.2. Okay. So that was the what? The last one for Roman numeral what? Number 3, which is question B. Okay. Then the last one here, it is saying, find the equation of the normal to the curve, where y is equal to x to the power 2 minus c, x plus c4, at the point negative 1, 6. So these are the coordinates. Okay. So in this part here, let me just use a paper. Okay. Allow me to use a paper to answer this one. So let me try to write the equation. So y is equal to x to the power 2 minus x plus what? 4. Then the coordinates we are having negative 1, 6. Okay. So the coordinates, they obey the layout of x, what? Y. X, what? Y. So now on this part here, when you are finding the equation, or yes, the equation of the normal, the first thing here, you need to make this original equation dy dx. Okay. Or you need to find what? Dy dx. So now what you need to understand here is that dy dx is same as what? Gradient. Dy dx is same as what? Gradient. So here I'm going to make this one as dy dx. Okay. So I'm going to say dy dx of this one here. Now, how we find dy dx on this part here is like this. This power e, it is what? Power 2. It is going to multiply with the base e, or with the number e. So now in this case here we are having what? 1. So I'm going to say dy dx is equal to what? 2 multiplied by 1 e. I'm going to get what? 2. Then x. Now on this part here, the power will be reduced by what? By 1. Or in a simpler way, from the power, we are going to subtract what? 1. Then the answer is going to be what? 1 itself as what? X. Then on this part here, we are having what? 1e. We are having what? 1e. So I'm going to say 1 multiplied by negative 1. I'm going to get what? Negative 1. Okay. So let me just do this for you to understand on this part here. I'm saying 2 multiplied by what? 1. Now in this case here, we can say 1x. Okay, we can say what? 1x. So I'm going to say x to the power what? 2. Now here the 2. or the power will be subtracted by what? By 1. Then here I'm going to say minus. Now this one here, it is having a power of what? Of 1. So I'm going to say 1 multiplied by what? X. Now since here I'm having a power, and a power is being reduced by what? By 1. Okay. So apart from that one, what you need to understand here, when you are dealing with dy dx, the constant number becomes what? 0. Because these numbers are arranged in ascending order. Okay. Starting with the highest, with the variable to the highest power of what? Of 2. Then followed by the variable with the highest power of what? 1. Which means this one here is going to be like 4x to the power what? 0. Now 4x to the power 0, it's more like you are multiplying 0 multiplied by what? 4. So in this case here we can say plus 0 multiplied by what? 4 x to the power 0 minus what? 1. Okay. So in this case here I'm going to say 2 multiplied by x, I'm going to get what? X. I'm going to get what? 2 x. Then 2 minus 1, I'm going to get what? X as 1. Okay. X to the power 1. Or if you want, you can exclude what? 1 here. Okay. Then from there now, I'm going to say negative 1 multiplied by x. Okay, negative 1 multiplied by x, I'm going to get what? X. Now, on this part here, 1 minus 1 is equal to what? 0. N number raised to the power 0, it is what? 1. 1 multiplied by 1, I'm going to get what? Negative 1. Then on this part here, 0 multiplied by 4, I'm going to get what? 0. So my dy dx here is going to be what? 2x minus what? 1. So now on this part here, I was saying dy dx is equal to what? Dy dx is equal to gradient. So let's find the gradient here. So gradient is equal to what? 2x minus what? 1. So now they have given us the coordinates here. So which means for us to find the gradient here, since for us to find the gradient, we need to put we need to have what? The value of x here. So now the value of x here in this case it's what? Negative 1, which is this one here. So I'm going to say gradient is equal to 2 open bracket negative 1 close minus what? 1. So this one here is going to be negative 2 minus what? 1. Then the final gradient is going to be what? Negative what? 3. Now this one here is the first gradient or gradient number 1. So when you are finding the equation of the normal, the first gradient you are going to find will be the gradient for the tangent. So let's find the next gradient, which is gradient 1 multiplied by gradient 2. We need to get what? Negative 1. So gradient 1 here is what? Negative 3 multiplied by what? Gradient 2. We are looking for gradient 2 here. So I'm going to say, since I'm looking for gradient 2, I'm going to divide by what? Negative 3. Even here by what? Negative 3. So this one and this one here, they are going to cancel each other. So gradient 2 is equal to this negative and this one here, they are going to cancel each other. Therefore, our gradient 2 is going to be what? 1 divided by what? 3. So this gradient here, that is now the gradient of the what? The norm. So now let's try now to find the what? The equation of the norm. So y minus y1 is equal to gradient open bracket x minus what? X1 close. So in this case here, I'm going to take now these coordinates. So this one here is going to be my x1. This one here is going to be my y1. Okay. So I'm going to say y minus y1, which is what? 6, is equal to gradient. It is 1 over what? 3. 1 over 3. Then x we don't have. x1 is what? Negative 1. Now remember, in this formula here we are having a negative. So I'm going to say open bracket negative 1, then close. So y minus 6 is equal to what? 1 over 3 multiplied by x. I'm going to get what? 1 over 3x. Then negative multiplied by negative, I'm going to get what? Positive e. So 1 multiplied by positive 1, I'm going to get what? Let me say 1 multiplied by positive 1, I'm going to get what? Positive 1 over what? 3. Then from there now, I'm going to correct the like terms here. So y is equal to 1 over 3 x plus 1 over what? 3. So now this one is negative 6. When it crosses an equal sign, it will change to what? Positive. So plus what? 6. Then from there now, I'm going to say 1 over 3 x plus 3 multiplied by 6, I'm going to get what? Positive 18. 18 plus 1, I'm going to get what? 19 over what? 3. Now from there, now we can conclude that since here we are having same denominators, so we can say y is equal to x plus 19 over what? 3. So this one here, it is our what? Our final answer. So thanks for watching.